Well, for a lot of young women in Cosmopolitan magazine, sort of a relationship Bible, I would say.
Yeah, now the former editor-in-chief is spilling relationship secrets she learned in the 14 years she worked on the magazine, and she says it's even helped her in her own marriage.
So, we had to invite her to join us. Please welcome with me author Kate White. Kate, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, so before we get into your marriage secrets, explain a little bit about what you did over your time at Cosmo.
Well, I spent 14 really fun years there. I loved it. And as you said, Cosmo is the relationship Bible. So a lot of what we did was present readers with relationship tips from top experts and therapists. And yeah, I did learn a few things for myself, too.
Okay, so how did that role at Cosmo kind of guide you on what to do and what not to do in relationships?
Well, I actually just went back and looked at some of my notes because my thriller, the newest one, has a marriage at the core. And that's where I found myself, intrigued with some of these things that I'd kind of forgotten about. And it was good to refresh my memory.
I love how you've brought it all full circle now. It's really interesting. So you have 3 marriage secrets to reveal with us. Let's start with this. A lot of people say they're best friends with their partner, but you say that could actually backfire on you. How so?
Well, it sounds like a good idea, being best friends with your partner, but there's a danger of it depleting the sexual energy in your relationship. As humans, we're intrigued by the unknown, and it's thought that that might be like an evolutionary protection so that we mate outside our immediate circle, which is healthy. If you take away the unknown, if everything is known, you lose that intrigue. So it's really important to know that you don't have to share everything. You should have separate activities, separate hobbies, and you don't even have to share everything about your day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, 100%.
All right, so next you say is a secret trick to get your husband to open up. What exactly is that?
This was one of my favorite tips I learned when I was at Cosmo from this great therapist. He said that if you want a guy to open up, you have to be both casual and concise. Casual meaning don't pounce. With our female friends, if we say something like, "What's wrong?" they're going to be thrilled that we're interested.
Right.
But guys find that just too intense. So you might say something like, "Wow, work seems a little crazy this week." Then keep your questions concise. Guys tend to use communication as a form of information exchange. They don't want it to be too nuanced. They don't want it to be about feelings. So instead of saying something like, "How do you feel about the meeting coming up with your boss?" you could try, "What strategy are you planning to use on the meeting with your boss?"
Oh, that's so good.
And then he's just not going to pull back because he thinks you're coming on too strong.
That's so good. All right, finally, keep the romance alive with a little bit of mystery.
Yeah. One thing that happens in a relationship, as we all know, is that a feeling of infatuation that is so great disappears by at least the 3-year mark. But you can mimic it by triggering the release of dopamine, and dopamine gets triggered by novelty. So do unexpected things together on a regular basis, have mystery dates. That's kind of why when we go on vacation with our partner, as long as the airline doesn't delay our flight by 9 hours, you feel that rush. It's because you've triggered the release of dopamine by the novelty, and that gives you that feeling of infatuation again.
Love it. So why do you think that women are so influenced by what they read in magazines like Cosmo?
I think there might have been a time where we thought if we just gave guys enough white wine, they'd be more like us. And now we realize, hey, they are very different. They think differently, they speak differently, and we crave information that's going to help us navigate it. And interestingly, when I was at Cosmo, guys read the magazine for the same reason. They wanted to understand women so they could please them better. So that was a good thing. It was working both ways.
Yeah, they're trying to get all the tips that you were giving us.
The tea.
So, Kate, let me ask you this. You are a best-selling author of many books. You have a new novel that just came out, but it's really different from what we were just talking about. It's called The Second Husband. What is it about?
It's a thriller about a marriage where the wife begins to fear that there's something going on with the second husband. Police are reinvestigating the death of her first husband, a murder. and it's all coming together. So that's kind of why I went back over my old Cosmo notes and just kind of refreshed my memory about marriage, because it's really about something terrifying that begins to happen in a marriage.
Ah, I love how you've pulled
I
all
know.
this together.
Teaser.
That's
We're
great.
all like
That's
hooked
great.
now. Well, Kate, thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you much success with your new book.
Oh, thanks so much.
Good to see you.